Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got a tasty little collaboration here between Range out of Brisbane, Australia, and Garage Project out of Wellington, New Zealand. It's called Caution to the Wind, and it's a California double IPA. The percentage is 9.4. Got some pretty cool can artwork there. Reminds me of a pair of happy pants I used to have back in the 80s. Cheers, Daniel. Good to see you, brother. So, yeah, the hops in this one are Nelson Sauvin, Mosaic, Raquel, and Chinook. And, yeah, it seems to be a new word thrown around a bit now as Californian IPA. Still unsure as to what the style is exactly, but I feel like it's sort of it's like a modern take on a Westie, lighter malts, probably more like tropical leaning hops. So it's probably like lighter malt, modern hops sort of thing. Not quite as bitter. Yeah, but yeah, it's weird with this one because I've seen quite a few California IPAs, but not double IPAs. So interesting to see how it goes. And yeah, good collaboration there between Range and Garage Project. I've got my hashtag proper glassware by Range. Pretty cool glass, this one. Actually matches the beer quite well. So yeah, let's get it. I've just finished night shift and it's hump day. I'm possibly doing some beers with some other people today, but we'll see what happens. See, I've had quite a few Garage Project lately. So in the glass, I would say it's a medium straw colour. It's got very active carbonation. It's reasonably clean and clear. About a 1 finger head. Sort of got that appearance like a lager. Or even a cider, perhaps. Yeah, let's go. Oh, as far as body goes, I'd say probably medium. We'll go a whiff, shall we? Got a touch of pine there, pine and grass. Some stone fruit, some peach and apricot. Maybe a touch of grapefruit. But yeah, it's fairly subtle on the nose. I'm getting like a bready, grainy base. And even though it doesn't look like it, I am getting like a sort of like a slight caramel smell. It definitely looks like it'd be more of like a bready, biscuity base, but maybe a touch of passion fruit. But yeah, as I said, quite subtle on the nose. Anyway, time to get in there. Cheers. Prickly carbonation. It's got white wine character, that's for sure, on the flavour. So you're getting white grape, some berry, like quite sort of herbal and grassy. It's actually got that Nelson diesel note. Sometimes when you get that, it makes it seem like it's boozier than what it is. It's so weird, the diesel thing. Like, it's so hard to describe, and so hard to describe in a way that makes it appealing. It's definitely got like piney, earthy characters as well. I'd say it drinks about the 9% like it is. You can definitely tell it's boozier than your standard. It's quite dry. It's got like a sort of dry, grainy feel to it. Bitterness is there, but sort of similar to the beer I had last night. That was a Garage Project Rye Westie, and the bitterness was there, but it's sort of sharp, like it cuts off. You'll get some beers like this where they're bitter and it just lingers on and on and on, and you can still you still get it on your palate, even like a minute or two after you've drank it. Yeah, definitely getting some apricot. Hmm. It's good because it's different. It's a little unusual, if you may. See, on the back of the can, it says, "This Cali Double IPA has been brewed in collaboration with our mates from Wellington Garage Project. Heavily dry hopped with Nelson, Mosaic, Raquel, and Chinook for resinous notes of pine, orange zest, and overripe stone fruit." Mm. So, is anyone out there having a drink? This could be the first of quite a few today. We'll see what happens. But yeah, good thing is I don't feel as tired as I have been other days. Hmm. We had sort of some interesting news, pardon me, circulating around the workplace today. So shout out to Working Title. I got some beers coming from them soon in the next few days. They're also from the Newstead region of Brisbane, like Ranger. Good guys. So yeah, my take on the whole California thing. I honestly feel like, yeah, it's a bit more mild on the malt base. I just feel like they're not as in your face with malt. That it's not like your big sticky sweet caramel toffee backbone like a lot of old school Westies. They're like sort of, I don't know, a bit more balanced, a bit more subdued, like that white bread biscuit. And then in the fact that they've gone lighter with the malt, they probably still dry hopping that as much as they do with them but because the malt's lighter, then the hops shine a bit more. But I've always felt, I don't know, they don't seem to have the punchy flavour or aroma like some other IPAs do. So I feel like a lot of times when there's new styles that come out, it's like a style that's been created to like use less ingredients. And that's what I felt like it was like with the cold IPA. Everyone's like, oh, this new thing, cold IPA, but it just felt like it was more subdued than a normal IPA. So it's like, why is this such a pioneering sort of thing? But yeah, I'm pretty sure in America they don't call these beers California IPAs. And it's certainly not at a standard West Coast. They're definitely different. Seems to be a thing here in Australia. There's a lot of. But yeah, I honestly feel like the Nelson Sauvigne's definitely the prominent hop in this one. And yeah, I wasn't getting so much of the like the characters from it on the nose, but as soon as I had that first sip, it was like, oh, there it is. And yeah, as I said, I even got that diesel sort of character. But yeah, grapefruit, orange, lemon. As far as like tropical goes, I'm only really getting sort of a slight touch of passion fruit. Hmm. Yeah, I like this glass. Pretty cool. It'd be the sort of glass that it would look unreal if it like glowed in the dark. Cheers, Stewie. Good to see you, mate. Just come off night shift, dude, and I thought I'll do a beer review. It's 9 point, what was it? 9.4%. Yeah. Caution to the Wind. And it's by Range out of Brisbane, Australia, and Garage Project out of Wellington, New Zealand. Yeah, funnily enough, I had another beer from these same two breweries last week, I think it was, but it was the other way around. It was brewed at Garage Project. I reckon it's so cool though when you see two breweries like hanging out with each other. Like they'll, especially when they're foreigners as well. Yeah. nah, there's so many beers in the fridge, and I just sort of pick when it comes to reviews. I'll just try and pick something that's a bit different to what I had like the day before, or a different brewery. Um, yeah, I don't really feel like a 9.4%, but I was like, well, I did a garage project beer last, and then I did a mountain culture one before it, and this is more of a range beer, so I thought I'll do this one. Hmm. Work was actually pretty cruisy. We just got some news though that's yeah, sort of pretty much the company saying that they're quieting down a bit, and a lot of our casual staff that have had a shitload of work, I feel like they're going to start losing work. Like it's quietening down. So if you don't sort of have a permanent like contract, or like a particular skill, or some sort of like yeah, like solid like position in the company, you're probably going to be struggling. I'm lucky. I'm in one of the positions where I'm probably like one of the most safest, so I'm not concerned for myself. I'm just worried for some of like my mates and stuff. I mean, it's not that grim yet, but it just sounds like it just sounds like it's starting to get that way. Cheers, Dave. Good to see you, brother. Dave, Rob. I thought I seen someone else. Cool. That'll be good. Good to hear, mate. It's always some reason brown ales just they're not very popular, but it's a good style, especially like an American brand. It's like hoppy. Good old Track. Have you tried the Track birthday beers, dude? I hear there's one with range. I think it's the gold top one's the range one because Track and Range have done a few gold tops together. Pardon me. It's tasty and it does have some pine, but it's not like to that. It's not massively tasty or huge amount of pine. It's just sort of solid. It's a bit of a weird style, this one, Stewie. It's like a made up style. But yeah, hope all is well with you boys. I I have a couple of beers that Bumpy has by Garage Project out of New Zealand and Trillium from America. And yeah, we want to do them together, but it's just been so hard trying to find like a time that suits both of us or a day. And like Beer Man's doing his beer and cheese today, but it's going to be a lot later. And I said to Bumpy, well, I'll probably be up for the next few hours if you want to do them today before Beer Man's thing. So yeah, could possibly be two beers coming up. I don't know whose channel it'll be on. I've already reviewed both of them singly, I think. So might even do it like on Bumpy's, but broadcast it to mine as well. We'll see what happens. I'm not that phased. I just want to drink them with him. And yeah, because they've got a bit of like a little bit of age on them now, it'd be just interesting to see if they still drink as good as what they did fresh. Because I know a lot of these style beers, they still drink really well at like 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I think they may just come out. I mean, you'd know you live in the area. Had a nice brown today from Stonehenge. Cool. That's a cool name, Stetzilla. Yeah, could be around that region. Cheers, Clint. Good to see you, mate. I'm going to an event next weekend, and one of our local breweries has just done a collab with Firestone Walker, so that'll be pretty cool. And like one of the first kegs in the country is going to be at this event. Unfortunately, I haven't seen many Firestone Walkers in Australia of late. We used to get heaps of them. Really good, like dark beers. like big impy stouts and barley wines and you UK boys, if you're familiar with the band Kasabian, I got tickets for them yesterday. So I'm seeing Kasabian, Oasis, and Metallica are all in the same year. It's going to be pretty cool. I have seen Kasabian before, but it was like 10 years ago. And yeah, they were really good. This is the first time they've been back to Australia. Cheers, Paul. Good to see you, brother. Are you out of your cheese coma? I've heard someone talking about rad beers before. Everyone saying hello to each other. Cool. Yeah, you got to buy them like massively in advance now. But yeah, one thing that was pretty scary, and it just goes to show that electronics not always the way. The last 2 days, our main or one of our main like promoter sites like Ticketek, they're actually originally from New Zealand but huge in Australia as well. They're probably the second main one behind Ticketmaster for like concert and sport tickets and theatre and all that sort of shit. Their site completely crashed and their app and everything. So when I went to like get these tickets, I couldn't even log into my account or anything. So I thought, oh, I'm fucked. I'm going to miss out. But everyone else was in the same boat. But it was that bad. We had 21 Pilots, the band from America. They were here last night, and there was a few other bands, and people were having trouble just getting into the venues because they couldn't access their tickets. And then there was some rugby match in New Zealand where people were lined up outside the stadium till the end of the game just trying to get in. So like, that's a fucking big headache. Yeah, just back in the day, you'd get the printout of your ticket and like there wouldn't be all these issues. And now it's all electronic. It's recipe for disaster. And unfortunately, it applies to so many areas of our life now, everything being electronic. Ooh, that last sip was a little boozy. Little boozy boy. Cheers, Jimmy. Good to see you, brother. Me old China. Hope you're well, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do with these three. I mean, even internet can fuck you over. Like, imagine if you're relying just on your phone and you're in a huge venue and everyone's trying to use like either a Wi-Fi, like a some sort of connection, or even just like when there's so many people in a confined space and the phone server is real shit and everyone's like holding their phone up trying to get reception. Yeah, it's like, just a recipe for disaster, that sort of thing. Like, imagine if you paid like $200 or $300 for a concert ticket, and you get to the venue and you can't show them your ticket and you can't get in. Like, you would be fucking ropeable. I just seen Stewie's comment saying I missed one from Rob. The track one's called Cowboy Town. Give us a name for this beer. The track one's called Cowboy Town, so give me a name that suits. I'll think of something for you, dude. So it's an American brown ale. Have you gone pretty much have you changed it up at all, or are you trying to go very similar to that same recipe? Because that could determine a little change in some wording or something. I've written it down on my hand anyway. I'll get back to you. But let us know if you've changed up any of the ingredients or there's something about it that could trigger some sort of wording. It's cool coming up with names for stuff. And cheers, Stewie, for letting me know I missed that comment. Yeah, I just seen this pop up and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. What hops are in it? No, you may not. Centennial Citra Cascade. I'll write that down too. Good hop combo. Hmm. It made me think of there's a brewery in Melbourne called Moondog, and they're known for their very eccentric ways and really testing the boundaries with beers and even their logos and their names and stuff. It reminded me of them because their latest bar is in the west of Melbourne and it's called Moondog West and it's got a huge fucking bull and they have a cowboy um contesting. It's right in the middle of the brewery, so everyone sort of sits around it and watches. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's based the whole. As soon as you walk in there, it's based on a Wild West theme. Yeah. What's the percentage on the track one? Cheese Lee. Yeah. Nah, dude. When they first opened, I was there. I was there within the first couple of days when they first opened, but I was there right at the start of the day. They did ask me if I wanted to go of it, but there was no one around and being early in the day, I think it was only 11 a.m. I hadn't even had a drink yet or anything. I'm like, that sort of thing I'd love to have a go of, but I sort of needed I don't know, to be with a couple of mates and already had a few beers. I would have given it a go for sure. Whether I'd do any good or not, probably be shit ass. Cheers, Drewy. 5.9. Yep, and 5. Cool. How are you, dirtbag? Good to see you. Cheers, mate. Thanks for chiming in. But yeah, this is my first Californian double IPA. All I'd say is like it's solid, but yeah, it's just nothing really screaming out to me like that's. I do love Nelson, and it's got some good Nelson notes, but yeah, it's more of like a dry, yeah, bitter, like no, it's not really dank. It's just like yeah, I prefer Nelson probably in a hazy. I do like Nelson when it's in like a West Coast, like a proper West Coast. But yeah. Is it today when you finish work early, dude? Yeah. Solid's good, like just something you can rely on. You know it's going to be decent. I mean, it's two great breweries. It's just, yeah, it's a bit of a weird style. And also, too, I think if it was a single California, it'd be something that would be like nice and easy drinking. But the fact that it's a double, it sort of makes it a bit harder. But yeah, I don't mind it, but it's certainly not a beer I'd rush out to buy again, sort of thing. If you get what I mean. But yeah, the main notes I got from it, it's like bready, grainy, um, yeah, like citrus and stone fruit, like grapefruit, orange, lemon, like apricot, maybe a touch of peach, and then I got like a passion fruit note, and then yeah, it's like slightly piney and grassy. It's got like that sort of bitterness that sort of cuts off, and yeah, fairly dry with like prickly carbonation. Yeah, good, but just not. Yeah, not going to set your world on fire. As far as the score goes, I'd probably say like it'd be about a 4.25, something like that, 4.3, around that area anyway. Yep. Yeah. But I've had a lot of people ask me, like, oh, what's a California IPA? It's almost like it's a style that, like the Australian scene, it seems to be popular. Whether it's something that a brewer here's come up with and now it seems to be a thing here in Australia, or because I don't know if it's a term that's getting thrown around in the UK. And yeah, it's certainly not getting thrown around in America. You're pithy. No, it wasn't really, mate. There was a touch of grapefruit there that might have been slightly, but hmm, just a bit of an unusual. I do like the fact that it's yeah different, and that's always a good thing. If it's like drinkable and it's different. If it was just based on artwork, I'd give it a higher score. I like that, sort of like that tie dye '80s happy pants sort of thing. It's cool. Bright colours are always my jam. Yeah, it's the first double one I've had. And funnily enough, I've got it's a garage project. I think it's a cold IPA in the fridge. Oh yeah, cool. I'll check it out. So yeah, I haven't heard back from Bumpy yet. But yeah, there could possibly be a dual review with me and Bumpy doing 2 beers from Garage Project and Trillium. As I said, yeah, not sure if it'll be on my channel, but it'll be something I might even put in the community thing or whatever. But yeah, as far as other reviews go on my channel, I might do another mountain culture beer tomorrow, sort of similar time to this one. I've also got some dark beers by Bacchus. Bacchus are the ones that I did the hemp IPAs from. Their dark beers are really good, so I'm looking forward to them. I might do them sort of later in the week. And then, yeah, hopefully by that time, I've got a couple more beers dropped off. I've got a few parcels sort of on the way. But yeah, December's going to be the month, boys and girls, because that's when I get the advent calendars. And when I say advent calendars, they're decent. It's like a mountain culture one with heaps of hype. And then there's my favourite brewery, my favourite bar in Melbourne does one, and they're all beers brewed just for that calendar. And yeah, that's always awesome. And then I've got a box of American stuff coming late November as well. So there's going to be some really good beers for December. Plus, I do have a mate on Instagram that's just going over to America and he's coming back and he might be able to bring some stuff back with him. One that he did mention was I might be able to get Pliny for president by Russian River, and that's like a bucket list beer for me. So that'll be exciting. And yeah, so look out for us doing these beers with Bumpy. If not, I could be on this guy's channel. He normally goes live most days, and I'm a regular, or not a regular, because quite often I'll be at work, but I am up there fairly regularly when I can. And then the other option was beer and cheese with Beerman, and normally Bumpy's on that. But I think they've changed the time on it, and I think it's pretty late today, so I don't know if I'll still be awake by then. But yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in. Some good chat and some good people. So yeah, we'll see you again soon. Cheers.